The Outlander fandom thought it had seen every rumor, every twist, every heated theory imaginable, until this week, when a sudden leak shattered the illusion of what fans believed they knew about Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe's real lives. It didn't come from a magazine or a gossip account this time. It came from someone claiming to have worked within the production, someone with access to the moments no camera ever recorded. Their anonymous post began circulating late at night, and by sunrise, the entire internet was ablaze. The leak didn't accuse, expose scandals, or create fabricated drama. Instead, it revealed something far more unsettling: the idea that the public had only ever seen a fraction of who Sam and Caitriona truly are. According to The Insider, their real lives are nothing like what the media has shown. There are layers you can't begin to imagine. That one sentence sent shockwaves through the fandom. Within minutes, fans were digging through years of interviews, behind-the-scenes clips, and red carpet interactions, trying to identify the moments where something deeper might have been hidden. One of the first claims that grabbed attention was about a period early in their careers when both actors reportedly disappeared for several days during filming. Fans always assumed it was due to production delays or travel issues. But The Insider insisted the truth was far more emotional, that both actors were dealing with circumstances so personal the studio stepped in to protect them. The details weren't disclosed, leaving fans scrambling to fill in the blanks. More information trickled out slowly, each piece adding to the growing mystery. The Insider claimed that Sam had once walked off set unexpectedly during a particularly heavy season, vanishing long enough to concern the crew. Meanwhile, Caitriona allegedly skipped a major event without explanation, despite intense studio pressure. At the time, fans believed these were routine scheduling conflicts. Now, those moments were being re-examined frame by frame, transformed from harmless absences into evidence of something darker happening behind the scenes. Social media erupted with speculation. Some fans felt guilty, realizing they had spent years projecting fantasies onto two actors who might have been juggling emotional burdens nobody knew about. Others became obsessed with connecting dots, pulling up footage where Sam's smile didn't reach his eyes, or interviews where Caitriona seemed quieter than usual. Edits surfaced like wildfire, compilations of subtle glances, tired expressions, and prolonged silences that fans now saw as clues. Then came the part of the leak that truly detonated online communities. The Insider claimed there were moments of vulnerability between Sam and Caitriona that crew members were instructed never to speak about. Not romantic moments, human ones. Moments where they supported each other during overwhelming pressure. Moments where the demands of fame clashed with their private lives. Moments that didn't fit the polished, glowing narrative the industry built around them. The post mentioned long conversations in empty trailers, late-night breakdowns, and emotional check-ins that were intentionally shielded from cameras. Fans were stunned. For a decade, Sam and Caitriona seemed to embody balance, grace, and control. They handled fame with charm. They navigated rumors with diplomacy. They maintained smiles even through the harshest scrutiny. But the leak cracked open the possibility that behind those perfect exteriors lay stress, fear, exhaustion, and perhaps secrets held not for image, but for survival. Media outlets began digging deeper. Several journalists uncovered references to backstage protocols that seemed unusual, restricted access areas, sudden call sheet changes, and moments where security was tightened for reasons that were never explained publicly. A former crew member hinted that these precautions had nothing to do with safety threats, but with protecting two people who were under more pressure than the world realized. The fandom reacted with a mixture of shock, curiosity, and an unexpected wave of compassion. People tweeted apologies for years of overanalyzing every interview. Others expressed heartbreak at the thought that Sam and Caitriona might have been silently struggling while the world romanticized their every move. But the leak didn't stop there. Toward the end of the anonymous post, The Insider left a single chilling message. What you know about their real lives is only the surface. What lies beneath, that's the part no one was ever meant to see. That line alone was enough to send fan theories spiraling out of control. Because if this was only the beginning, what exactly was hiding in the depths? As the fandom braced for more information, additional insiders stepped forward, each offering pieces of a puzzle that painted a far more complex picture of Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe's real lives. One longtime staff member, someone who had witnessed every season of Outlander from the shadows, warned the media to stop assuming their lives were effortless just because they smiled through everything. Their message hinted at years of emotional strain neither actor had ever spoken about publicly. And fans, now hyper-aware, began to see past moments with fresh eyes. The next leak came from a former assistant who worked closely with both actors during one of the most demanding seasons of the show. According to them, Sam and Caitriona often carried invisible weights behind their confident exteriors. There were days one of them would show up to set looking exhausted, not physically, but emotionally. The assistant described moments where Sam would step away between takes, leaning against a wall with his head bowed, trying to gather himself. Caitriona, on her end, had days where she slipped quietly out of press events, overwhelmed by the noise and expectations. What shocked fans even more was the claim that the two often supported each other through these struggles. One insider revealed that after particularly grueling scenes, Sam and Caitriona would retreat to a private corner of the set, speaking in low voices. They weren't discussing scripts, the insider said. They were checking on each other as people, not co-stars. That subtle distinction, people, not performers, was what caught everyone's attention. Another source disclosed a hidden truth about the Outlander production. Sam and Caitriona had a silent agreement with the crew. Whenever one of them was overwhelmed, stressed, or dealing with personal issues, the other would shoulder extra emotional weight to keep the energy on set steady. It wasn't contractual. It wasn't obligated. It was a mutual pact built from years of trust. And the crew, respecting this unspoken bond, learned not to question it. But things grew even more intense when a previously unreleased recording surfaced, an audio clip captured accidentally during a behind-the-scenes mic test. In the clip, Caitriona can be heard saying softly, "I don't know how much more of this I can take today." Sam responded almost instantly, his voice thick with concern, "You're not doing this alone. We'll get through it." The clip wasn't dramatic, it wasn't scandalous, but it revealed a rawness the public had never heard. Fans replayed it endlessly, struck by the genuine care in Sam's voice and the vulnerability in Caitriona's. This sparked an avalanche of theories. Some fans believed the two had been protecting each other from immense personal challenges, family issues, health concerns, emotional burnout. Others speculated that the pressure of fame, intense schedules, and public scrutiny had created a private world only they understood. A few suggested the studio might have kept certain truths hidden to preserve the pristine image of the show. The ambiguity only fueled the curiosity. Then came the insider who brought clarity to the chaos. They revealed that Sam and Caitriona's hidden secrets weren't romantic scandals or shocking betrayals. They were deeply personal battles, challenges the actors had faced individually but navigated together. According to this source, both had experienced moments when fame became suffocating. The constant scrutiny, relentless rumors, and pressure to maintain an image took a toll. They survived because they had each other, the insider said simply. Another revelation emerged from an editor who had worked on Outlander promotional material. They claimed there were countless moments, small gestures, shared looks, emotional pauses, that were intentionally cut from official footage because they revealed too much of the actor's true emotional state. Those weren't moments meant for fans, the editor explained. They were glimpses into their real lives, their real connection, their real struggles. Fans were shaken. Everything they thought they knew, the polished interviews, the perfect smiles, the flawless chemistry, was suddenly reframed as the surface of a much deeper story. A story of two people carrying heavy truths, shielding each other from the storm, and navigating an industry that often demanded more from them than anyone realized. But the final twist came from a veteran crew member who had earned Sam and Caitriona's trust over the years. Their statement didn't offer new secrets. Instead, it reframed everything. The real hidden truth isn't about what they kept from the public. It's about what they protected for each other. They explained that Sam and Caitriona's bond, whatever label fans tried to place on it, was built from resilience, shared battles, and loyalty forged in the hardest moments of their careers. They weren't hiding scandalous secrets. They were guarding the parts of their lives that fame had no right to consume. The crew member concluded. People think secrets mean something dark, but sometimes they're just pieces of a person too fragile for the world to break. That final statement echoed across the fandom. And suddenly, everyone understood. The hidden truth wasn't about drama. It was about humanity. The parts of Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe that the world was never meant to own.